picked up this Irwin bench vise at Lowe's, and I'm going to install it here on my bench. There's just a few things to think about when you're installing a vise. Number one is how solid your bench is and if it can actually take the vise. And this guy is actually made out of some old barnwood, which is true 2-inch boards, so it's nice and solid. And then the other thing is where you're going to place it on your bench. I prefer a vise way over at the left of my bench, and you can see that I went with big 1/2-inch bolts for this job. When you're prying on a bench vise, you can definitely get a lot of leverage on it, so you want to lock it down to your bench. So you can see that this big old vise actually rotates. So the mouth here spins, so you get rotation that way, and actually it has this big mouth on this side and this other attachment on the bottom. So it rotates that way, and then when you loosen these guys up, it also spins. So for that reason, I want to put this way over here on the corner of my work table. That way I'm clear this way. If I have a piece of material in here, I'm clear of the bench this way, and if I spin it this way, I'm completely clear. So I'm going to get this guy within about 1/2 inch of the edge here, just so that I have a clearance to work in both directions. Then underneath, I'm just coming in with a washer and the nut. So that is it for installing this vise. It's really just a question of locating it in the corner of your bench, making sure you got your clearances, and drilling your holes and locking in the bolts. Once you have it squared up, you'll tighten it up in whichever way you want to. I tend to keep my vise this way most times, and only occasionally will I work this side. And the same goes for the spinning. It's really nice to have a vise like this that spins, but I usually use it in this straight up and down configuration. So now that that's locked in, I'll probably keep it that way 90% of the time. And you can see that if I've got a piece of work in here, and I do want to spin it, I can do so without the wood hitting the bench. So it's a nice setup